Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah. Amma ba'd. Imam al-Nawawi in Riyadh, as-Saaleheen, Kitab Zuhd. He says, rahimahullah, that there are many ahadith which talk about Zuhd from the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We have the hadith of Amr ibn Auf al-Ansari, who narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam sent Abu Ubaidah to Bahrain to collect wealth. And on his way back, the Ansar in Medina had found out that there is a large amount of wealth that is coming from Bahrain. So the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says to the Ansar, perhaps you have heard that there is wealth coming from Bahrain. So they said, yes, Ya Rasulullah. So he says, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, this is a hadith in Bukhari and Muslim, فَوَاللَّهِ مَا الْفَقْرُ أَخْشَى عَلَيْكُمْ. By Allah, I do not fear poverty for you. Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah, he says, in this are three benefits. Number one, I do not fear poverty for you, is the apparent meaning from the rest of the sentence of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He says, وَلَكِنِّي أَخْشَى, rather what I fear for you, أَن تُسَتَ الدُّنْيَا عَلَيْكُمْ كَمَا بُسِتَتْ عَلَى مَنْ كَانَ قَبْلَكُمْ. That the dunya is opened up for you just like it was opened up for those people before you. فَتَنَافَسُوهَا كَمَا تَنَافَسُوهَا. And you will then start competing with one another just like they did. فَتُهْلِكَكُمْ كَمَا أَهْلَكْتُ. And you will then be destroyed like they were destroyed. Therefore the Messenger of Allah ﷺ is saying here, I do not fear poverty for you, rather I fear for you that the dunya will be opened and it will be destroyed. The second meaning of Wallahi mal faqra akhsha alaykum, I do not fear poverty for you. The Shaykh is saying here, poverty hasn't destroyed anyone. For the people of Zuhd, if they live a life of poverty, if they live a life of being prevented from the life of this dunya, they are connected to the akhirah. And he gives examples from the Anbiya and the Rusul. Predominantly, they were not wealthy. They had little from the life of this dunya. But did they miss out on anything? For Wallahi mal faqra akhsha alaykum, meaning, I do not fear poverty for you, meaning you're not going to miss anything out from the life of this dunya. The third meaning, mal faqra akhsha alaykum, he says, Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah, I do not fear poverty for you, meaning, if you live a life of poverty, meaning if you have sacrificed the life of this dunya in zuhd, in preparing for the akhirah, you are not going to miss out in anything. It's not going to harm you in the slightest. Therefore he is saying here, in this narration, Bukhari and Muslim, we have an encouragement for zuhd. And he explains to us what is zuhd. Zuhd is to prepare yourself for the akhirah. Anything which is not going to benefit you in your akhirah, is you leave it. Anything which is going to benefit you in your akhirah, you come forth with it. We have another hadith being mentioned here by Imam al-Nawawi on the authority of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. He said that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sat on the minbar one day and we sat around him. And then he says sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Inna mimma akhafu alaykum min ba'di, the thing that I fear for you after me, after I passed away, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, ma yufta alaykum min zahrati hayat ad-dunya wa zinataha. That the dunya is opened up for you and its beauties. Bukhari and Muslim. In another narration he says sallallahu alayhi wasallam, inna ad-dunya hulwatun khadira. The dunya is sweet and it is green. Shaykh Muhammad here is saying here, it is sweet and it is green, meaning it looks attractive and it brings you in, but that is actually a fitna. Its sweetness is a fitna, its attractiveness is a fitna. And because of that, man fall into the trap, because they are attracted to those things which are sweet and green. وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ تَعَالَى مُسْتَخْلِفَكُمْ فِيهِ. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put you in this dunya as a trust upon you, فَيَنْظُرُ كَيْفَ تَعْمَلُونَ, to see how you will act within it. Are you going to prepare yourself for the dunya, or are you going to use it for your akhirah? فَاتَّقُوا الدُّنْيَا وَاتَّقُوا النِّسَاء. Rawah Muslim, narrated by Muslim, he says, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, fear the dunya and fear nisa, and fear women. The Shaykh is saying here that if a person doesn't use the dunya for the obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is what is meant here by why he is saying, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, fear the dunya and fear women. However, if a person is going to understand the reality of the life of this dunya and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives and He prevents, but really your home is in the akhirah, then you will not be destroyed and you will not be deceived and you will not be led into the fitna that the Messenger of Allah ﷺ is telling us to be cautious of in these ahadith. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He makes us the people of the akhirah and that He opens up for us the doors of His rahmah and His jannah. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله على نبينا محمد.